Hi everyone, my name is Amy Apoliti and I'm sitting here with one of my dearest friends and teachers, Manorma.
Hi everybody.
Yay!
Yay.
And today I want to talk about this new word that I've been throwing around called presence. And in the context of yoga teachers, the word presence is very important because it's the difference between a yoga teacher who is kind of up there blabbing away and no one's really listening, and yoga students sitting at the edge of their seat waiting for what you have to say. And having worked with Manorma on my own voice and on my own presence and my ability to be a little less shy, I would say, with my voice and what I was saying, through learning Sanskrit, actually, it seems like a real, like, how would that happen? I thought it would be amazing for our yoga teachers who are working on really upping their game as teachers to have a moment with Manorma. So
happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, Amy. I'm looking forward to talking on the subject of presence. I think it's a wonderful topic and is very necessary for yoga teachers to contemplate in order to have a firm ground upon which to develop. And I believe that when you understand the key principles of presence through a variety of means, one of them being your voice, which will be the topic that I'll be speaking about today, really helps you gain confidence and a sort of a sense of yourself as you are a teacher.
And so what would be one thing, or I want to talk about maybe two things, three things that a teacher could do immediately and put into practice?
Well, one of the things I always tell teachers to begin to work on is when they're saying yoga poses, not to go so fast. I think one of the things that students do, they go really fast, especially beginning teachers or continuing teachers. So, for example, they'll say something like Purvajasana, and they'll move so fast, and you can't understand what they're saying. And so one of the things you want to work on is clearly enunciating your syllables. And I know that that can sometimes give a little anxiety to teachers because they don't feel grounded in the Sanskrit particularly yet. But that comes with practice and with time, and we'll discuss that at a later time, of course. But one thing you can do is work on just grounding in each syllable. For example, Parivritta Trikonasana. Try that. Parivritta Trikonasana. Very good. And you can also try, for example, Surya. Say Surya Namaskara. Namaskara. Surya Namaskara.
Surya Namaskara.
Perfect. Yeah.
I have to repeat when she asks me to. Okay. It's a habit.
That's one of my, that's one of my best tips. And another great tip would be to work on breathing before you begin. So not even work on it, but just take some really meaningful breaths. And they don't have to be pranayama specific breaths, but you just literally relax the whole body consciously, and you just pay attention to your overall body. And then you just connect with the breath, because all sound rides on the back of the breath. So if all sound rides on the back of the breath, there is this integral relationship that gets set up between your voice and the breath. So if you connect in with that which is underlying the voice, that is the breath, then it gives you a lot more support in terms of speaking and teaching. A third thing would be, a lot of times people ask me about how do I get a good pitch for the Om sound so that I'm not just that I'm not just like running on wherever. I have no idea where it's going to be. Like sometimes they say they don't know, and so they feel like it's a little bit of a wild, potentially wild thing for them to chant Om. One thing that you can do is, again, so just using the previous technique of the breath, the ground in the breathing, filling into your back body, that is filling the breath into the back body, really consciously breathing into your back body, the upper back body. And then very lightly you can begin with a kind of a bass tone. Which is also totally workable within the framework of the class. And then from there, you've already heard the tone slightly, and you can begin with the Om. So I'll give you an example. First, you breathe into your back body, and you just take some simple deep breaths, allowing the whole system to completely relax, and allowing the breath to support you, which it's already doing. All we need is our attention there. Then you ground into that simple bass sound. And from there you get a sound of the tone. Oh. Now if that's too low, you can start a bass tone a little bit higher. For example, you can go So those are some of my best tips for helping you ground in your voice.
And so when you find that bass tone, I have a question. When you find that bass tone, you're not audibly doing that to the students. You're hearing it in your head, right?
Yeah, you're hearing it in your head. You can begin by saying that bass tone, expressing it outwardly, and it's not like disruptive to the class. It's actually totally fine. Once you do that, maybe 3 or 4 times in some of your classes, you'll start to have that sound as a bass tone. And you can, it's a great question, you can also practice that driving in your car, walking down the street, and just simply getting those bass tones so that when you're imagining them in your mind just before the class, you feel really confident and like you can layer the Om over that. Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah. I know that also being confident, what I learned in your classes is like, just do it. Just sing. And a lot of times we're so hesitant and shy about our own confidence that we're kind of like, and it's so timid that the students don't even know what note to come in on. And then it's true. Like this disharmonious Om happens.
Right.
So what I learned from you was really to just sing it, let it come out. And be yourself.
Think of your form as a vehicle for tremendous expression, and kind of visualize that. And I like that idea of just leap. Just leap. And I think people have varying relationships with the sound of their voice, from various perspectives. But I think when we're talking about chanting or speaking in a class, we want to really work on that outside of the class as, I have something to say, I've taken this seat as a teacher, and I'm here, and this is what I have to say.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing those things. Those are incredibly valuable. I hope that was also useful to all of you, and such an honor to have you on our little show.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody, and practice well. Bye.
Bye-bye.